The mayor of Harare, Councillor Jacob Mafume. Welcome to the space, Councillor. Mayor Jacob Mafume, welcome to the space.
Thank you very much for having me at your space. We are here. It's a warm Harare evening, and it's good weather today, and generally a good place to be. And we are happy to be at the helm of the city, trying to do what we can to assist the residents. We do hope that we'll have a good discussion. We should be able to answer the questions that people are asking and try to get to the bottom of many of the issues that are bedeviling our constituents. But thank you for inviting me once again, and I'm happy to be here with you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor Jacob Mafume. And let's get on to it in terms of the job of a mayor before you became the mayor and now after you have become the mayor. What can you share with us? I mean, before you became the mayor and after you became the mayor, did it sound easy before, or it is easy now? What can you share with the people?
Yeah, well, it's the expectations were different. I thought that before I was mayor, I thought there wouldn't be much differences in running a city. You know, it's a capital city. You know, the issues should be mundane. There should be mundane issues dealing with refuse collection, water provision, solid waste, liquid waste, lighting, planning. One would think that the areas of conflict are very few because these are common goods, common services, and everybody wants good roads, wants things. But when we came into the office, one realized that it easily and can easily become confrontational. Too many stakeholders, um, too many interests, impatience with a number of things that people want to get done, and so it's a very difficult office, so to speak. So we have looked, but at the end of the day, I would say that Harare, I've traveled for many cities, west, east. Harare, Harare Harare is one of the best cities in the world. It's got good weather, good people, safe. You can walk at any time of the day. It's not a major capital. It's got educated people. It's got a lovely atmosphere. It's good weather every day. It can rain in the morning. There will be sun in the afternoon. It's generally one of the best places to live in the world. And once we deal with some structural issues, water, refuse, roads, I don't know any city that is able to compete with Harare in terms of ambience, in terms of livability, and in terms of safety. So choose a city. I would choose Harare any day, anytime. I love being the mayor of Harare. I do hope that we'll be able to change the lives of the people of Harare for the better. And that's what we are working on. We have been able to come up with a framework with Geo Pomona on refuse collection. Despite a rocky start, it's now going on reasonably well. We have come up to a issue around water meters. We've already installed close to 40,000 water meters. We are now working just this morning. I was at Amalindi River Crossing, where most of the pollution of Lake is happening. We've bought pipes. We've offloaded 32 trucks, and we'll soon be closing that Amalindi thing. And we've got a lot of initiatives that are coming along the way. There's a lot of construction in Harare, cluster homes, and a lot of things that are coming up, and it's lovely to see, and I'm happy with the growth that I've witnessed since I've become mayor.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mayor Jacob Mafume. So in brief, to our audience, would you say that the job before you became mayor and after you became mayor and became easier or more difficult? I mean, when was it more harder for you, before you became the mayor or after? I still need just a quick one on that one. When the reality started to
Yeah, well,
sink that you are now the mayor, did it become more difficult than what you thought?
yeah. Yeah, I've had two terms theoretically, practically. So my first term was very difficult because my relations with the government were not at the best. Were a lot of conflicts. But now, after my second term, where relations with government improved, we have received a lot of assistance from His Excellency President Idi Mnangagwa, the minister, and we've been able to do more projects than I was able to do during the first term, because the very first term was very conflictual, very argumentative, but now we are getting the work done. It's always difficult because if you are in conflict with government, you please one section. When you work with government, you make another section angry. But I believe at the end of the day, we all want to achieve what is best for the residents and what is best for the citizens. So it's a mixed bag, is a quick answer. It's a mixed bag. One day you want to be the mayor, the next day you think, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, I can just imagine. I can just imagine Mayor. Jacob Mafume. For those who are just joining us, we are in conversation with Mayor Jacob Mafume of the capital city of Zimbabwe, that is Harare. And Mayor Mafume, talking about the capital city of Zimbabwe right now, I know some naughty guys were showing me the log, the PSL log, indicating that Caps United, which is a Harare team, is on top of the log, including Dynamo's Dimbare. Do you have any messages before we start actually getting into the things to the supporters of Makepe, Kepe, and Dimbare?
No, I'm saying that it's a good season. Last season they were hard done by the new teams. It was Moors and Scotland that were hogging the limelight. But we are back now with the traditional giants. The history of soccer in Zimbabwe is the history of Dynamos, history of Highlanders, history of Caps. And I am going to improve, or we are going to improve Rufaro Stadium. Remember, we built it or restored it just to be able to have Premier League back in Harare. It's back, and it's back with a bang. New buses, new players, cars, money, superstars, foreign-based players, Malawi, Ghana, Nigeria. It's becoming a vibrant part of Harare's weekend life. People go to the games, slay queens, rich people, people who want to have fun. Harare is the fun capital again in terms of soccer, and that's how it should be. That's how a city should be. We are getting new players being celebrated, going to play outside, and I'm saying, guys, let's keep at it. Let's be happy. Let's make soccer. We are a soccer-loving nation, and I'm happy that the city of Harare is playing a key part of bringing soccer back into Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mayor, for that. Actually, the president of CAF, Patrice Motsepe, the South African, was in Zimbabwe, I think, 2 days ago, and he was speaking
Yes.
about his remembrance of the great footballing nation we have become. And in terms of Rufaro Stadium that you are referring to, and the bars and the Slay Queens attending again, we don't want our Slay Queens to be sitting on the concrete. And do you still look back on that offer by Sakunda to fix Rufaro Stadium and feel like maybe I should have accepted that? What do you think, Mayor, on that one?
Yeah, well, we should. I mean, it's a good thing, but I'm still extending my hand. I've offered that anyone who is willing to build a stadium, I am willing to sell that land for $1. I'm willing to go to the residents and to say that we've got somebody who is willing to build a stadium from scratch, and that we should sell this person this land for $1. And they build a stadium. We needed to keep Rufaro Stadium in the hands of the citizens of Harare. It is a common property. It is the history. It is the soul of the nation as far as football is concerned. And it should be one of the things that we should fix. It should be an indicator and a marker of the progress that we would have made as a city. Yes, I will work with Sakunda any day, anytime. And I think that we are willing to work with them on various other projects and various other stadiums. Yes, maybe it would have turned out differently, like you say. We are not gods. We make mistakes sometimes, even out of the best of intentions. But I'm happy that soccer is back. It's being played. We are going to put the plastic chairs. We are going to improve. We are going to make it a 40,000 seater, and that is going to be done in the shortest possible time. And I've been touched by the patience, by the love I've been shown every time I visited the stadium, the carnival atmosphere that is there. In other countries, they are even debating removing seats from the stadium so that people can watch the 90 minutes standing. Seats might not even be the holy grail of watching soccer. Some, I know in the UK, are debating that they want to go back to the days when they were standing, jumping for the whole 90 minutes, not sitting in a school yard fashion disciplined watching soccer. You know, it's an emotions game. But that being said, that's no excuse for us not to make the stadium CAF compliant, FIFA compliant, so that the national teams and the Champions League matches can be played in Harare.
Okay, so Mayor, let's make this straight to the audience. Sakunda did make an offer that was widely publicized. Are you saying that, I mean, you have not communicated with them recently, like the possibility of them coming back, or it is something that you have to wait for Sakunda to come back to you, or it is still possible for you to also go to Sakunda and say, hey, you know what, guys, we saw your offer before, now we are willing to make it happen. I mean, what is the statement that we can take home today on that part?
I can work with them any day, any place, any time, for any project. We will just need to discuss. We consult the residents, and we'll make Harare a beautiful place again. Part of what we are is that we all contribute to Harare, whatever whatever our backgrounds are. I'm a city father. I should be able to work with all that live in Harare for the common good.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Mayor Mafume, our audience is following. This, of course, is with me, Hulu at Pachiso Live, with Rudolph Robo, the Hot Seat Empire, on my co-host as usual. And thank you for those who are, retweeting the space and making sure that others get to know about the space, and we can be able to do that. We, of course, have our own partners, that are going to be assisting us in making sure that you see all other individuals, those in Zimbabwe, in the diaspora, will be able to hear what is going down in the city. Mayor, before we go into the real issue, which is, of course, what happened in Malborough and things that relate to that story, let me just talk about the interchanges that have now graced Zimbabwe. You know, we have got the Mbare interchange, that many people talk about when it is raining. There's lots of water logged around that area, and it looks very dirty. And combis, pick people from anywhere. You will find, pedestrians walking under the bridge, on top of the bridge, on the side of the bridge, and things like that. I mean, is it a welcome move? Because there's an interchange coming now at Mavuku. There's another interchange coming up on the Enterprise Road. Another interchange that we have been told is coming up again. The Trabalblas is complete. I mean, do you find these infrastructural projects, including, of course, the big one, which one of the big ones, which is the Africa Action Bank, building a fantastic building there in Harare. Mayor, do you think that the work that is being done when it comes to these infrastructure projects in Harare could potentially change the the city for the better in a way that can make it again a sunshine city? Because there's always this comparison between Harare and Bulawayo, and many people tend to say Bulawayo is much cleaner and all that. Do you think Harare, let me just ask a direct question, do you think Harare is getting much more support from government than other cities? And is that fair? In your opinion, how would you explain this? Because all the interchanges so far is Harare, much of the infrastructure Harare. We don't stay in Harare. I'm from Chirezi, man. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
No, well, Harare is the goose that lays the golden egg. If somebody says I've been to Zimbabwe, they have come to Harare. If an artist wants to have arrived in Africa or in South Africa, they want to say I played and had a concert in Harare. Harare produces for the economy. It pays the most taxes. There is more production, employs the more people, creates more economic opportunities. And therefore, it stands to reason that if we take care of Harare, we are able to take care of the rest of the country. What people in Harare need is a city that makes them make money, do business, get to where they need to get as quickly as possible. And the interchange has opened up the Mashingo Bight Bridge Highway. It's now we were spending hours and hours trying to go to Chiredzi, where you come from. Part of the 2 hours would be at Mbudzi interchange. Now, if a person wants to come to Chiredzi, and what does that mean for the people of Chiredzi? It means the people of Chiredzi get their goods faster. If they want to come and buy wholesale goods, they come into Harare and they are quickly back in Chiredzi. Commerce moves, and it also benefits them that there is quicker access into Harare, which is a bigger market. It also means if your sugar wants to come to Harare, if your citrus fruits need to come to Harare, if your vegetables and your beef wants to come to Harare, by within 2 hours, 30 minutes or 3 hours, you'll be selling your cattle and you'll be back in Chiredzi to eat supper with your kids. That stimulates the economy of Chiredzi. You take care of your capital city, you take care of money. It means that you are taking care of the rest of the country. And if somebody says that Zimbabwe, more often than not, they are saying that they visited Harare. So I do believe that the investment in Harare is consistent with the magnitude that Harare is and the contribution that Harare makes to the economy. And I do believe that previously, because of our standoff with government, we were not getting that much investment, and that led to the people of Harare suffering. But now we are getting the investment. We are getting the investment in waste collection. We are getting the investment in water. Currently, as part of our water meter deal, we managed to buy 7 and 9 pumps at Morton Jeffrey, and these pumps were last bought in 1976. We are able to replace the pipes. We are able to make sure that people are paying for the water that they are getting, and that has been the investment that has been received in Harare. And we are looking at making sure that we invest in the roads, not only the interchanges, but the inner city roads, to make sure that they won't be so potholed. And we also need to invest in the lighting. So I do believe that if we focus and continue with the trajectory of investment in the capital city, and it pays for it. We pay most of the taxes. Most of the taxes that are collected in this country, most of the economic activities is done in Harare. People of Harare don't come to Harare to beg. They come to Harare to produce. And all they ask of the city council and the government is that we make it easy for them. We make it easy for them to do and conduct their business. They are not looking for handouts.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mayor Jacob Mafume. And we are now going to be moving to the second section of our segment, where we will be now talking about the real issues, pertaining to the issue of Malborough. And also, the mayor, I want to thank you again for availing yourself, to speak to your people. And we will be giving an opportunity to our people. We do not want our mayor to stay here for too long. He's a busy man. So we need to ensure that we do it fast and furious. So after this session, that I'm going to be just, engaging the mayor on a few things. We are going to be opening it up to the Zimbabweans to be able to speak to their mayor. And please, again, remember that the hope we have, us and our children and our children's children, let it be the same hope they have all others and their children and their children's children, those whose homes we will never know and those whose nations we will never visit. For the hope of a Zimbabwean child should be universal, because this is about our people. It is about our country. And this is yet another day, another hour we meet to deliberate on issues taking place in our country, Zimbabwe. It is now 3 minutes to 8 in Harare. Also, there at now actually on 2 minutes to 8 in the great city of Bulawayo. Right. Mayor Jacob Mafume, the story of Marlborough became a very big story. I was reading, Kudam Sisiwa's, post, where he said that his father was a pastor from since 19, in the 19, in 1980, and he was very angry to see that his place where he was born and raised was becoming a gutter. It was becoming a place which is not very nice to look at when a car park is being turned into, a sort of a growth point, in the words of Kudam Sasiwa. And then, people also spoke about the issue of some people claimed that actually the council was aware of this whole thing and, allowed it to happen. But then you acted very fast after the outcry, and we saw demolitions taking place there. And many people felt that it was a very good thing. So I just want to find out, Mayor, were you aware of this? Did council approve of it? And what can you tell our people with regards to this saga of Denford Ngadzore, one of the councillors in Harare?
Well, well, I think we need also to avoid personalizing issues. What happened is that from the way it was reported to us or to me officially, was that there were some constructions that had occurred. And things are built very fast these days. And that the construction pictures were shown, and that the construction purported to be tuck shops, and that the tuck shops had been donated, so to speak, to the city council, and that they were then going to be put to be leased and so forth. So one of the issues that we had is that upon inquiry on the various committees and officials that authorize the buildings and the change of use, it then came to our attention that the place where the tuck shop have been built is designated as a car park, and that there had been an idea by one of the committees to put up temporary structures, emphasis on temporary structures, that is maybe stalls, maybe better looking, aluminium movable stores. And that's what one pictures when one talks to temporary structures. But what we saw were brick and mortar buildings that are normally called permanent, and that then were not aesthetically pleasing and were not in keeping with the use of that particular car park, and we're going to compete with the shops that are there. The shop owners need the car park for their customers, and then also they are paying their rates. So if you build shop-like structures that do not comply with what the other shop owners have been made to comply with, then you create a problem where the cost of entry for others is less, and yet it is the same council that are giving them. And then you will also notice that shops in Malborough are designed and built differently from shops elsewhere, in line and in keeping with the zoning of the area. So we felt that these structures produced a different aesthetics, and also that the relevant town planning committee and city architect department had not authorized the building. And also the change of use has got a particular process that one has to follow when you're trying to convert a car park into a multi-purpose or a place where the shops are put in place. So we then decided that it was more efficient to remove the source of the problem than to wait for it. So that is what we did.
All right. Thank you very much, Mayor. And we when it comes to the issue of the process of getting land in Harare. Many people who are in the diaspora, they wish to own something, a property for themselves and their children. Others, when they retire, they would love to come back and stay in their country, Zimbabwe, as you have promised us here that Harare can be a world class city, and there can never be any other city you can think of except Harare. I want to find out from you, since you're the mayor of Harare, in terms of the process of buying property in Harare, for example, land. We have had stories of land barons, taking advantage and selling land to people. And gullible people just buy the land after being given some documentation, and only to find out that that documentation is not legitimate, and people end up having the bulldozers coming over to demolish their places and stuff like that. Is it possible, Mayor, that you can take us through, if somebody is in the diaspora now and they want to buy land in Harare, what is the procedure and how would they know that this land is legit?
Okay, the first thing I'll advise people that avoid buying land like you're buying tomatoes or bananas. Buying land is a complex process and you can lose money. What is precious is to make sure that you get what you are paid for. Most Zimbabweans try to buy land through their uncles, through their friends, or even through people that they've met on the internet. It's going to end in tears. If you want to buy land, the first thing to do, and one of the best things to do once you have been alerted to a piece of land, is to make a beeline to your registered legal practitioner of good reputation. And there are three types of land ownership in Harare. They are land owners. They are private land owners, and that will be reflected in a title deed. There is city council and there's government. And city council can transfer you land through either a cession or a title deed. The same as government, it can do a cession and a title deed. If it's city council land, it is best to go to district offices of council and the relevant housing department, and you need to be on the waiting list, and they verify the ownership of that particular land. And you use legal practitioners for that purpose. Most people can only buy one house in their lifetime. So it is always confuses me or befuddles me why a person would buy something that they only buy once, or if they are lucky twice in their lifetime, using and forget to approach a lawyer or to get the assistance of a legal practitioner. So that's part of what you need to do. The lawyer will know where to check with the registrar of deeds, check with the council, check with government as to the ownership of the land. And also, before you build anything on that land, you need to know what is the designation. Is it residential? Is it commercial? What do you need to do to change the purposes of that land? You also need to get permission. Once you find yourself building things without any reference to city council, you're going to have problems. Maybe that's when you will think we are being cruel. When things are being brought down. And do not, land barons are very clever. What they do is sometimes they construct a house at a place, and then that house survives for years. Either they manipulate the officials, and then they use that house to lure unsuspecting people to buy and construct their houses. And then there's a lot of weeping when those houses are brought down. And you need to be careful because we've got servitude. I was in Tanaka today. Some people have built on top of our sewer mains. I mean, these are big, big pipes which go to our water treatment plant. Inevitably, those houses are going to come down. Those structures are going to come down. And it is were misled, or if they were not misled, they were complicit in breaking the laws and the regulations.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much, Mayor, for that. And then we have, I'm just going to be asking you two quick ones or three, and then we are going to the people to speak to their mayor. And Hot Seat Empire, Rose Robo, you will be having the list. And please, guys, remember that when you come up to speak to the mayor, you are speaking to the mayor of the city of Harare. And you need to be respectful of the time that he has given us. You need to be respectful of his position as the mayor. There's no need for you to try to be very intelligent and very clever by being naughty and being rude. You can ask a robust question. The mayor surely, I think, has got enough experience to be able to deal with that. And Mayor Jacob Mafume, you may not necessarily have to answer any question when you feel that the person asking the question is not a serious individual. They are just asking the question to try to, I mean, to disturb, I mean, the decorum that we have. So of course, we are also the hosts. We will be listening, and where we find any disrespect to the mayor, we are going to immediately also inform the people that they need to be a little bit more kind in terms of their language. So we need good language. We need to, to deal with this issue in a proper manner. Well, Mayor, thank you again. So in terms of the land ownership, you've taken us through that. So people, please get to know this. You must always check with the council whether the land is legit. Do not buy like tomatoes. Do not buy land like you buy bananas. You need to ensure that you have got you check with the council, and you and the attorneys, they will be able to assist you in terms of verifying with the registry. Yes, that that land is in is in the hands of that individual that wants to sell to you. Do not buy land through friends and relatives without verifying that the land is legit. That is very important. The mayor has been telling us that. So please take note of that. That is very important. We want people to buy land in Harare. We want Harare to remain vibrant, like what the mayor was saying. So, Mayor, in terms of the prices of houses in Harare, many people have been laughing about it. They have been looking, comparing prices in South Africa, for example, of some very beautiful houses in South Africa. And then you look at a house in Harare. It could be in Grayston Park. It could be in Chisipiti. It could be in Kwazana and all that. And you find the house price is very, very high. And yet in neighboring countries, much better houses are cheaper. Are you working on that? And does it also bother you to find out that prices in Harare look like they are very much inflated? Mayor Mafume? Yes, Mayor Mafume. Okay, you can speak on that. I think he has been just disturbed a little bit there. All right. Mayor, are you there? Okay, he is there actually. Let's see how it works. Mayor Mafume, are you there?
He's opening his mic, Hulu, but I don't think he keeps dropping.
Yes, he's opening his mic and then he's closing the mic. I had a door opening there where he is, so perhaps there's a bit of disruption that happened there. We are in conversation with Mayor Jacob Mafume. Mayor, are you back? Born to Die, can you please switch off your mic? There's an echo coming from your side. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the mayor is still with us. He has got the mic, and let's see what is going on there. All right, so we'll give him a bit of a bit of chance there. So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to engage with your mayor. I've got only two questions. This one that I've asked the mayor, and the last one that I'm gonna be asking the mayor, which is, of course, a post from Lynn Stasia. She has been asking that question, and I want to find out if the mayor can also assist us with that, with that type of question. All right, Mayor, are you back? Okay, it looks like. All right, Mayor Mafume, if you can hear me, you may perhaps go out and come back. Yeah, that's fine. You are on the listeners now, Mayor. I think you can hear me. If you can hear me, that's fine. You have done well. Good. Now I'm bringing you up again. Let's see. I think it is gonna work now. So people like taxi driver who want to buy houses in Harare. Now you know the processes. Now you now know the processes. Now taxi driver. Okay, Mayor Mafume, are you there?
I am a Masingo through and through.
Yeah,
I will not
he's
buy
back
in
now. He's back
Harare.
on. He's back. He's back on now.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. Yes,
Hello.
Mayor, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So I had asked you a question earlier with regards to house prices in Harare, which seem to be very much inflated. What is your take on that? What can we do to make houses affordable? Because people want to come back to that great city of yours.
Okay. The problem with the challenge of City of Harare is that there are a lot of land that we have not put on title deeds. So the stock of houses with title deeds have become less and less. So we have a ridiculous situation where a house in Kwadzana or in Warren Park with title deeds would cost the same as a small flat in Sandton in South Africa, and that has been because of the slow speed at which we have been issuing title deeds within Harare and also regularizing areas that have been taken over or invaded, as it were. So what we need to do, firstly, is to increase the number of houses and the number of areas that are under title deed. And that will then bring the price of housing in Harare, because people who need loans, who need to run businesses, are buying houses with title deeds anywhere and everywhere in order to get loans for their own businesses and to refinance their houses. So we need to do that, and part of it is also to have a situation where should we've got a lot of money that people are not keeping in the banks, and part of the store of value is trying to put in asset buying and in houses, and therefore there's a lot of pressure. Once somebody makes a bit of money, they want to buy something with brick and mortar so that they will be able to liquidate it at a later stage. So once people gain confidence in terms of keeping the money in banks and storing it, we will be able to deal with it. But the things that are within the control of the city is just to increase the number of title deeds and to regularize certain areas, bring them into the mainstream of Harare, and then we should then be able to get uh, we should then be able to get
The
housing.
price is coming down. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And Mayor Jacob Mafume, if I mean my last question before I go to the audience, to the residents, who are under you here, who want to speak
Hello.
to you as well, right? When it comes to when we go back a little bit to the issue of this story of Councillor Denford Ngadzora, I do know that you did mention that we don't need to be personalizing the issues. So I'm just referring to the issue of what happened at Malborough. I mean, people like Lynn Stasia have been asking to say maybe I mean, there's a tendency by the city sometimes to probably, this is Danford Ngadzore, and it's easy to just demolish his place. But then there's the story of the cyber city in Harare and Ken Sharp. Somebody, I mean, they mentioned that there's an entire golf course that was taken over, and he's building something there. And is it regularized by the council? And is it fear that these are the people with money, and then nothing really happens? They can do as they please. I mean, how would you respond to people who feel like it looked like it was so easy to demolish something built by Denford Ngadzore, and then yet we have got other individuals, building also, and it appears as if it's more difficult to demolish their places, or rather, just clarifying whether Ken Sharp and the golf course that people are referring to is regularized by council.
Yeah, remember the golf course by West Property is a legacy issue. It's an agreement that became in 2009, which was a PPP between council and the companies that are owned by Ken Sharp. And that that agreement in 2009 was to create a golf estate. It is in keeping with the spirit and tenure of what Warren Golf Hills was designed for. They are building a golf course, a golf estate, where there will be a hotel, where there will be houses, where they will improve the estate and golf club, which had been reduced to a shadow of what it was. Remember, that is the golf course that Nick Price trained on, and he became world #1. And a number of the golf courses within the city have been left abandoned. If you look at Sherwood Golf Course, look at Falcon Golf Course, look at Hartfield Golf Course and sports clubs, we've kept the pretense that the membership can improve those golf courses, and that has not happened. And this private partnership was a legacy issue for us. We found it there, and we felt that the best was to allow the golf estate to be built, to be done, and also that we then look at it as a model in terms of what is being invested there. And so far, with the work that has been done, the restoration of the golf course, vegetation that has been put, most of our golf courses were put on wetlands. There's quite a huge amount of investment that is being done there. And that has had a ripple effect of improving the prices of the properties that are outside. The neighbors are not complaining. The area was now housing criminals. The houses had lost value. They are even, for some of them, they are even asking, why don't we find a similar partnership for Sherwood Golf Course, which is just adjacent to this golf course? So we cannot liken a multi-million-dollar investment to the ramshackles that had been built